Welcome, Step High Water's fantastic cast. Kendra Willis, Terrence Green, Rebbi Rosie. I'm Kelly Kearney with Starry Constellation Magazine. And with me today is the cast to talk about season 3 of Step Up High Water. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Let's start with Kendra. I'm going to go one by one and ask a few questions, and then maybe a question for everyone. But let's start with Kendra first. Fans might know you from your viral conceptual dance videos, which have caught the eyes of millions, including Jordan Peele. That must feel fantastic.
Yes, I love Jordan Peele. He's like someone I definitely inspired to work with one day because he just does such unconventional stories, and I kind of feel like I'm unconventional in that way. Like he goes the opposite way of what everyone is doing, but it's great. So to get his attention.
Go ahead. I was going to say you create and edit and star and navigate that virtual world with ease. What made you want to throw your hat in the ring and try out for Poppy Martinez on audition for this show? Because I feel like you're already a triple threat, and now you're adding something else.
Yeah, before I was just doing dance videos on Instagram and doing my own thing and being creative with it. So then when I got hit up for Poppy, I was like, this is what I'm already doing. I'm kind of acting in my dance videos. I'm dancing in my dance videos because I started incorporating the two with acting and dance, like creating storylines in my videos. So it was kind of like a perfect transition for me. And I was just being faithful in my Instagram videos. And then that turned into my little small phone to a big screen. And it's cool.
That's so cool. Terrence, I have to ask you, let's talk about since last season. Yeah. Rigo has been pulled in every direction. His mentor's accused of killing his father. His chance at the tour is in question. His friends are back and forth, giving him advice on whether he should or shouldn't do the tour. And all I want for Rigo is to stop listening to everyone and make up his own mind, especially stop listening to Marquise. Do you think he's starting to realize who has his back and who's looking to stab him?
To be honest, I think that's what highlights this season for him. He's starting to realize that everyone who matters to him is trying to pull him a certain way. And when you say, like, I just want him to just step back and make up his mind, I feel like that's what he's trying to do. But who do you choose? Like, whose mind do you run with? Your girlfriend, your school, your dad's legacy, your brother that you just found out about, you know what I mean? Or is it what you want? You know what I mean? So being pulled in left, right, up, and down from everyone who matters to him. And I think that's the struggle. And I think that's what he's trying to roll out, I guess. So, the more you watch, the more you'll see.
Well, I think I caught some cues on that so far in the first 2 episodes. Let's talk to Rebbi Rosie. You're new to Step Up franchise, but definitely not new to the dance world. So talk about what it's been like joining this cast of creatives and artists, and what's been your favorite part so far about playing Angel?
I think my favorite part about playing Angel is how similar we are. We're not the same, but I can relate to her. So I feel like I'm telling a little bit of my story, which is cool because I don't really talk about it. People that know me might know a little bit of where I'm from, but I've never really spoken about it on a platform or of any kind. And to know I've got friends and family, other dancers back in London that can watch the show, that already kind of know a little bit of what it took for me to get here, because I did move from London to the States, but it's going to be inspiring for them too, like in both ways, like the reality of, oh, I made it to America and now I'm on a TV show. And I'm also playing a character that made it to America to chase her dreams. I think that's like amazing. It's like art imitating life. And in terms of like joining the cast, everyone, like I knew Kendra, I knew Terrence. So that was really nice to know that, there'd be familiar faces there for me. Because I watched the show, I'm like, damn, these guys are locked in. Like, and, I'm like,
bringing the A game, right?
Yeah, like they're really doing this for real. It's not like, oh yeah, like dope dancing. I'm like, no, I believe they are these characters, and I met them in real life, and I believe that she is Poppy and he is Rigo. So no one added any kind of amount of pressure, but there was, just because I knew what I was stepping into. And it was just, you know, for me, I'm like, I've got to bring my A game because I know all these people. So I was just feeding off of that, like all that energy, you know, I watched them work. I'm like, they're killing it. I've got to do the same. And I had the best time.
Inspiration all around for people overseas and for yourself, joining such a popular and talented cast. Let's talk about Poppy. Poppy quit the tour, went back to her mother's salon, and now she realizes what mistake that was. What was going through your mind when you read the script and you saw that her mother was going to be kicking her out? Because that was pretty heartbreaking. You know, I know a lot of people go through that in their families, but it was tough to see.
Yeah, it was super tough to see. You know, you get the scripts and you're reading it for the first time, like, wait, I left the tour? Wait, I'm getting kicked out? Wait, this is happening? So it was just like, what's going on with Poppy? I was kind of like confused at first. But it was a moment because, you know, Poppy and her mom's relationship hasn't always been the best. She's always wanted her mom to support her. She's always wanted her mom to see that, yeah, mom, I can make a living from dance. I can chase my dreams and I can do this for real and I could be a superstar. And her mom just, it took her a while to see it. And I think when she finally seen it and she found out I left because of Rigo, oh, hell, bro. She was like, not in my house. You go live. You know, she kicked me out. And, you know, I think it's, you know, her mom is hard on her because it's just all she knows how to do. She just knows that's her way of showing love for me in this like hardcore way. So it was a hurtful moment for Poppy, but yeah, reading for the first time, you just got to deal with it. And then boom, Uncle Al took me in.
You're like drama.
Drama.
You know, I have to ask Terrence, Rigo is arguably, I'm definitely, according to him, the best dancer at high water, which is maybe something that you know a thing or two about because you're an incredible dancer. Talk about the work that you put into those dance sequences and those scenes when you're preparing.
Oh, man. If I'm not recording a song, I'm learning a dance. If I'm not learning a dance, I'm learning some lines. If I'm not recording a song, learning a dance, or learning lines, I'm filming one of those three things that I just worked on. And if I'm not doing any of those, I'm outside of set with one of them or whoever I'm going to dance with working on it. It is a lot of work. We rehearse a lot. We rehearse outside of set. We link up. We practice. I actually, as weird as it sounds, because I play the rapper, I actually do like the least amount of dancing, but like I rehearse just as much, and they're dancing and the choreo, Jamaica, Marv, and Kiki, like they make it fun. But when I tell you, like they put it in, like they put that work in, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone goes really hard and they're all so good. So we always try to do the best and it just brings out the best in us. So we always, you know, dig deep to do some dope stuff. And I think it shows on the show.
I think great artists bring out great art in other people, so that makes sense. Rebbi, we have to talk about the chemistry between Angel and Odalie. The chemistry between you guys is hot. The grinding scene last week in the house, fiery. So fans want to know, do you think Angel's intentions are pure, or do you have feelings for her, or is this like maybe just some manipulation because she wants to get in?
Well, I mean, Angel's a massive fan of Odalie. So I think just meeting her, it's like, whoa, I can't, you know, and she's really nice and she doesn't know anyone, you know, in Atlanta or at high water. So she's found a friend and she's still trying to get in, obviously. Like she wants the life that Odalie is currently living. And so she's just infatuated with all of it, you know. And I think on like Odalie doesn't really have any friends at this point, you know. She's still paying the price for her life. So I think her meeting Angel, who's like a huge fan and just nice to her, is refreshing. I think that is what brings them close initially, you know.
Yeah, I think fans were really excited about that scene. I know I was like, woo, yeah.
I was like, oh.
When you read the script, were you, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I had to, when I auditioned, because that was actually one of my audition scenes. So I was like, oh, okay, this is new for me, but it was fun. Like, every time they call cut, honestly, me and Jade are just like giggling because it's, you know, it's not really us, but it was fun to play.
It was fun. But Kendra, which episodes are you most excited about in season 3 for Poppy? Without spoiling anything.
I know, without spoiling. I mean, I'm most excited about Poppy stepping into her role as choreographer. You get to really see her step up, no pun intended. You get to see her step into a different role, a leadership role, because she fought for her spot on tour and then it got taken away from her. So she kind of was left with just nothing. Now she's choreographer, now she's lead, now she's calling shots. So I'm looking forward to seeing her, you know, go ham in that.
Yeah, I love that. And Terrence, what does it mean to you to be a part of such an iconic franchise?
Man, it means so. It's unreal. Like, I start stuttering because I think about auditioning for the first movie. I've auditioned for every movie and never got it. I've auditioned to be background in every movie, never got it. The last movie, they cut me so fast, I lied and went to the callback and said that they told me to come back and they cut me again.
Oh my gosh.
So if you want to know what it means to finally be on it, like, I was okay with being in the background at the dance scene holding a cup. That's what I tried to tell them. And now I'm one of the main characters. If I could do backflips, I would. So I think that sums up how I feel about it. It's a dream come true. I feel like I'm one of the Power Rangers of dance now. Like, I am one of the superheroes of the dance world. Like, I'm going down with the epic movies like Break-In and You Got Served. Like, I'm part of the like dance Avengers now.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like.
That's how I feel, man.
You know, Ruby, you're new to the Step Up franchise, but now that you've kind of gotten used to Angel, you know where she's going. What do you think is what's behind her determination? What drives that character? Besides obviously wanting to be the best, what drives her?
I mean, she's definitely running away from something, which we don't know yet. But I think it's like, it's an escape and a fresh start for her. And she's just trying to make her own legacy, you know? And I think we all know what that feels like. So,
yeah. I look forward to seeing what her secrets are.
Yeah, you gotta wait. You have to keep watching.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, that's the question. My last question is for everyone. What did you think it is about Step Up that continues to draw fans and continues to people they love it. They've watched all the films. Now they're signing up for the television show. What is that thing that makes this show and this franchise so popular?
I think
it's some shit. Go ahead.
You know, it's relatable. It's I mean, Terrence, you said this before, you can see yourself or someone that you know in every one of these characters. So instead of it just being about the dance and it's very glossy and, you know, like, oh, the spotlight, it's all shiny, it gets real because behind the scenes, these people are dealing with like real life situations and they're trying to battle that, you know, whilst also chasing their dreams. And it's this thing that I think we all know, even when we've got like personal shit going on, we have to show up every day and continue to fight the things we want. You know, you have to like push through that no matter what's going on your personal, or sometimes you can feel conflicted because of what's going on in, you know, in your personal life. And I think it's the realness of that that makes it so relatable and so addictive.
And you can learn a lot too. I've as weird as it sounds, Rigo gets this rep for being like the ladies' man, little player, little rock star, like, and to a lot of kids that gets glamorized as like that's what's cool, you know what I mean? But when you watch a show like this and then you see what that does to Poppy, you know what I mean, and how that could affect someone in long term, you kind of learn about yourself and you learn the effects you have as a man. And I think being able to see the transparency of both sides and things like that, like you may think you having a blast, but at the end of the day, you're hurting someone that you love and someone that you grew up with. So that right there, you see that you can learn about yourself through other storylines in the show. You're like, oh, I didn't even think I could relate to them on that tip. But seeing the way they expressed it, you hear certain lines. So shout outs to the writing, because there's so many quotes in each episode that like you hear it and it triggers things that you went through, and you're like, oh, okay. And that's between people that you didn't even think you knew anyone like that. So to be able to watch this show and get insight on life, future, maturing, growth, and see how far you came is really dope.
Kendra?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, people, love Step Up because you get insight into the dance world. Like, people think dancers they don't really know what goes on in the dance life. So then to have Step Up be this big franchise, they've done so many movies now, TV show, you get to see that, oh, wow, they're just like us. What they go through drama, what there's suffering in this, oh, what they're going through all these problems and things. Oh, they got to deal with this stuff too. I think they get to see that with dance, and what they get to see is in a whole nother light that they never saw us before. And we get to share that with audiences every week to get to see, like, yes, we're humans too. We go through stuff just like you guys. We have drama too. We have to fight for our spot and fight for this, but then we also are relatable to the people. So it's just cool.
I think representation in all forms matters, and I think watchers are inspired by it when they recognize themselves. And I know I appreciate you guys. The show is great.